Welcome to Overdrive AF, the official podcast of Overdrive Fitness. My name is Teddy Gurzon, and I'm joined by Gina Marie Gurzon.
What's up?
I think I'm coming in hot there. I'm going to lower my mic.
I just think you like your mic right up against your face.
Well, it's always been this close, but last week I feel like it sounded like I was whispering.
Oh.
Yeah, very weird. I don't know. I must have changed the setting.
You
here.
whispering?
I'm a quiet person. I'm the shy one.
Yeah.
You're the loud one. All right, so welcome to another episode of Overdrive AF. This is podcast episode number 176.
176.
We're approaching 200.
Wow.
This is wild. But yeah, so this week what we'd like to talk about are detoxes, really. So like basically why are detoxes so bad? And in addition to that, why are we bringing it up? Well, obviously we like to talk about things that have been brought up in our life or members ask, this, that, and the other. And that is actually something that I've had a few people ask in the last week, right? People that are prospective members. People, and we hear it a lot all the time. I mean, I always hear about detoxes every time I sit down for a consultation, but most recently I've had people come in saying that they're struggling to lose weight. They've gained 35 to 40 pounds in the last 4 years. Every time they go on a strict diet, they lose 10 pounds, but then they gain 15. Then they lose 10 pounds, and then they gain 15. Or, you know, it's just, they're always putting back more on than what they lost. And I would say 80% of the people I've spoken to have or are currently on a detox. Like, we're talking like these people weigh close to 250, and they're trying to survive on 600 calories a day, one meal at night. And then they're drinking whatever drink their current detox plan they're following is saying, you know, like I've heard some wild ones before, like there's a gallon of water with cayenne pepper and sea salt. I've heard other detoxes where people only drink greens for 3 days and not consume any food.
Oh my.
Yeah, and I'm sure all of you out there have heard some pretty wild ones too. But should we just get into it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so why are detoxes bad, right? So, you know, obviously, if you're watching this, you know that we came prepared because we have notes, right? So, you know, detoxes, and especially the extreme ones or even the fad ones, they're often considered problematic, right? And really there's 9 reasons that we have listed for today, so we're going to go over all those. You want to lead off with the first one?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
So the first bullet point that we had was the lack of scientific support. Most detox diets, they claim to rid the body of toxins, but the human body obviously has its own detox mechanisms. Your liver, your kidneys, your skin, your lungs, primarily your liver and your kidneys. These organs obviously naturally filter out. That's their job, is to detoxify the blood, to detoxify the lymphatic system, to detoxify, period, without the need of these, I don't know, detox programs or special diets or whatever the case.
Yes. We have a system built in ourselves.
Well, that's naturally, I mean, even if you go back to like, you know, traditional Chinese medicine or traditional herbal medicine, you learn about the organs of the body and how each organ has its principal system. It has its principal reason for being. And the liver and the kidneys specifically, along with the lungs and the skin, but the liver and the kidneys specifically have a very innate system put in place to help detoxify other systems of your body so that you can thrive.
Yes. So use what's there. It's already given to you. We are born with it, right? And you'll know if it's not working properly because you'll literally be in a fucking hospital. Second bullet point we have are nutrient deficiencies, right? So many detox diets, like I just mentioned before, involve a severe caloric restriction, right? So these people are literally starving themselves. And going back to the age-old argument of calories in, calories out, I mean, there really is no argument on it. It's just energy expenditure. That's what it comes down to. If you're eating that few calories, you will lose weight. It's going to happen. Most of the time, it's never the weight you want to lose, though, right? So in these cases, what we usually see is a significant drop in water, and not usually any budge to fat mass.
Right, and muscle loss.
And then they lose muscle,
Yeah.
which is even worse, right?
Because your body needs to be fed somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And like I always say, like we always say, is muscle is extremely metabolically expensive. So that's the first thing to go when people are trying to restrict in this manner.
Mm-hmm.
Or they're not doing things appropriately.
Yeah, so basically trying to detox by just stripping away muscle, right? It's about as what's a great way to put it? Oh, here we go. It's like quitting your job, your only job, and wanting to become richer. You literally just cut your source of income, and you are wondering why you're broke. Most of these detox diets, though, it's what we've already alluded to before. It's either like some stupid fucking drink that's all you drink for 3 or even 10 days. It's a juice fast, and most people
spikes your blood sugar anyway.
Yes.
And then you crash.
And then most of these people, they'll just have what do you call it? I'm drawing a blank here. They'll just eliminate a food group, like completely.
Right.
So, and why would you do that? Why would you strip yourself of necessary nutrients that your body needs to not only survive but thrive? Right? Strip it of vitamins, minerals, all the good shit. So, yeah, if you're looking to just destroy your muscle mass, which is extremely expensive,
and bone health, and your bone health,
and your bone health,
then
you know what? Go for it. Do it.
You want me to head into number 3?
Yeah, keep going.
So our third bullet point, right? Metabolism issues. These extreme detox diets, they can definitely slow down your metabolism because you're restricting calories, because you're eliminating food groups. There's certain hormones in our body that help to keep our metabolism high, along with eating the types of calories and doing the types of things that will allow your metabolism to stay high. Your body's going to do what it needs to do to conserve energy. So things like your thyroid hormone will drop. Your body will start to slow things down in a sense to conserve and use what it needs to allow you to push forward and survive. So that over time it can definitely make you losing weight much harder. I hate saying losing weight, but or maintain a healthy weight in general, but I just, before we get into any of that.
Number 4, muscle loss. Right, so
much heads into that.
Yeah, they work right into each other, right? Perfect segue. Detoxes, they involve, again, fasting or extremely low calorie intakes. And it can lead to muscle loss instead of fat loss. Again, the one thing we definitely don't want to do. So even like I tell everybody in the consultation, if your muscle mass is this, then your metabolism is this, right? So if it's, let's say your muscle mass yields a metabolism of 1,300 calories, but you start losing muscle every week, that 1,300 starts dropping and dipping. And in order to lose weight, even burn fat, you have to eat less than what you're burning, right? So does that sound like fun to you? Because it doesn't to us, right? Eating less and less calories each week. So like, let's say to stay in a caloric deficit, eventually you have to survive on 400 calories a day, as opposed to 2,000. I don't know about you, but I'd rather fucking eat.
Absolutely. Not a question. I mean, we have to agree on this, obviously, and I'm sure everybody would. A lot of the main reason why the majority of people always jump on the bandwagon of detox or these detox plans or detox diets is they want to lose weight, and they want to lose weight fast.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, they might lead to rapid weight loss, but what are we really losing? The majority of what we're losing initially is water weight, what we would call glycogen depletion. So when people normally eat carbohydrates are stored in the muscle tissue and in the liver and in the blood and things like that, but especially for women, more in the muscle tissue. So when your body is going to go for some very quick energy right away, it's going to head right into the muscle tissue. It depletes glycogen. That water weight drops immediately, and then right into muscle loss.
Mm-hmm.
So we get this rapid weight loss, but then at some point you need to feed yourself. Your body needs to feed itself, so it's going to go right for that. So that's what we're talking about, is that short-term effect of rapid weight loss. We can definitely see your body hits a point where, oh my God, I just need to eat. I'm starving.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where, when Teddy was talking about, you have these people who jump on these detox bandwagons and they might lose 10 or 15 pounds, but then they end up gaining more than what they've lost initially.
Mm-hmm.
Because your body goes into this craze of, oh my God, I'm starving. I need to eat. I can't handle this anymore. I can't handle just drinking juice all day. I can't sustain, obviously, my work schedule. I'm not in a good mood. I'm irritable. I'm lethargic. I haven't pooped for 3 days.
Oh my God.
What's an elimination organ?
Mm-hmm.
Your digestive system, you need to poop. No, seriously.
Yeah.
For people that constipation in itself is, if you're not pooping at least once a day, and to be honest with you, you really should be pooping after every meal. I mean, and I hate to break it to you, most people are not even pooping once a day.
Mm-hmm.
So your body is doing its job to pull all the nutrients from the food that you're eating and take with it through your digestive system what it can't use anymore. If that ends up staying in your body, it tends to kind of come back into the bloodstream and into the tissue and things like that. So that in itself is like, I mean, we're not doing a good job.
Yes. I mean, that literally just covered number 6. Digestive issues.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, don't apologize.
I jumped the gun.
That's all. This is connected. All of this is connected, right? So digestive issues, it's many detoxes because you're not eating, right? You're just fucking starving yourself and living on liquid. Mm-hmm. You're not consuming enough fiber and fat.
Mm-hmm.
Healthy fats, right?
Fruits and vegetables, mostly whole grains,
exactly. Right? And then that can lead to constipation, like you mentioned. And I mean, I can say personally, if I was relegated to having only one shit per day, everyone in my immediate surroundings would have the worst day of their life. Mm-hmm. Because I would be the angriest person in the world.
And I mean, if you guys are bloated, if you guys are gassy, if you guys are belching a lot, if you have heartburn, if these are like consistent and persistent issues, there's deeper things going on. Like mm-hmm. there's, and a detox diet is not necessarily going to take care of those deeper issues. I mean, this is all very short term, mm-hmm. if it is, and sometimes it ends up being that things actually come back worse. Most of the time, that's what happens, mm-hmm. is people actually make themselves worse off than they were prior. Yeah.
1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Yep, exactly. Instead of the latter.
Yeah. The opposite of what we want.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you head on to the next one?
Well, this is, for men and women, I think, when we look at food, I think with a lot of how do you say, psychological issues. So being able to develop a very healthy relationship with food. So these detox diets, these detox plans, I think that it tends to kind of sever that healthy relationship in people with food. You tend to think, oh, this is a good food, this is a bad food. Oh, I can't have that. Oh, I can't eat that. Or we can eat whatever we like. It's how we choose to incorporate it into our daily. There is no good or bad food.
Mm-hmm.
What would benefit you the most? I mean, you know, having cake all day, it's delicious, but at the same time, it's not going to benefit you in the long run. It's not going to benefit your performance. It's not going to benefit your health if you're eating it all day, every day. You know, if you're just drinking juice or water, it's okay. It's an option, but it's not. Just that in itself is not going to benefit you all day, every day, optimally. So it's being able to maintain a healthy relationship with food. Know what it's doing for you. You notice how you're feeling. And I think with these detox diets and these plans, and doesn't always include food. So that in itself is like, oh, I can't eat that. Can't have that. I'm not supposed to be eating any food. I'm just supposed to be drinking this drink, or I'm supposed to be taking these pills or powders or whatever the case. And then it should never ever come to that point where you start to develop this kind of battle with food.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, let's be very blunt about it too. It could lead you to an eating disorder.
Right.
And that's obviously ultimately one of the things we want to avoid.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, a healthy relationship with food, it will lead to long-term success. Right? I love the people that are like, oh yeah, I gave up all sugar. I'm never eating it for the rest of my life. Do you have kids? Yeah. So you're never going to celebrate a birthday with them? Like, you're never going to have a piece of cake? Because you're above sugar? Like, get the fuck out of here. You're not a cool human. You're about as fun as a wet sock.
Oh my God.
All right. Oh, number 8. One of the biggest ones that I would like to talk about right now as far as why detoxes are so bad. And it's what usually when I think of a detox and cutting weight, my mind jumps straight to Ronda Rousey's last fight, her big fight, or the first one she lost in the UFC to
I remember that.
Holly Holm.
Yep, I remember
right?
that.
How did she look
She
after
looked like
that
shit.
weigh-in? She looked terrible.
She looked
at her
scary,
weigh-in.
actually. She actually looked like
She looked like she was
She looked
dying.
like a ghost.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing was is she was being guided by somebody.
Mm-hmm.
That was even worse.
Very well-known person.
It was really bad.
Yeah. So, you know, number 8, electrolyte imbalances. So these detoxes, they can strip your body of electrolytes. Your body needs electrolytes, right? Electrolytes. So basically, look at the first part of the word, electro, right? So let's keep in mind, there is an electric current that runs between your heart and your brain, right?
We are electromagnetic, yeah.
That's what we're basically trying to jumpstart when we apply CPR, right? So why do you think they have those, the paddles, the defibrillator? Clear, bzz, right? They're trying to jumpstart your heart, right? So when you do these detoxes, obviously you'll drop a ton of weight. Most of the time it's just water weight, but in doing so, you will strip your body away of electrolytes, and that will slow down the speed of the current from your heart to your brain. So whenever you feel dehydrated, that's what's going on, right? That's why you start moving slower. Everything is very sluggish, even
Blood
mentally.
pressure,
yeah,
right? The pressure within the cell, outside the cell, within the blood vessel, outside the blood vessel, muscle contraction.
So long and short, it's just dangerous. So that in itself is one of the main reasons why I personally hate detoxes, because that's something that's you can just quickly strip away and really damage yourself. So I mean, if you want to fuck with your heart in a negative way, go for it. But I would avoid it. And then let's move on to the last one.
Toxin claims. So I think these detox programs are very vague about what toxins they claim to eliminate. I feel that many of these substances of these detox diets supposedly target what they supposedly target aren't very well defined. And there's really no scientific evidence that proves that the body's burdened by this overload of toxins, and that only this specific detox can address. So, I mean, we're always preaching. You always have the best success when you start to incorporate it whole, unprocessed foods. Just that in itself, and what we mean is start with your fruits and your vegetables. That in itself helps to bring back the electrolytes in your body. It brings a nice amount of healthy fiber, both soluble and insoluble fiber, vitamins and minerals into your day. You get to start pooping every day, if not multiple times a day. You have energy. Incorporating those fruits and vegetables, these high fiber, nutritious, sustainable foods that help to fill your belly with lean proteins and healthy fats. I mean, that in itself, every plate should look like that. Just that in itself will help to start allowing your body to do a better job of eliminating what's not appropriate for it. Right?
Absolutely. So it's basically like doing the little things every day, consistently. And you won't ever feel the need to go through a detox, a cleanse, right? Fucking, or even, I'm sure, Gwyneth Paltrow's favorite, coffee enema.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, it wasn't fun the first time I did it. The second time was like, eh. But then the third time, I'm like, no, I'm definitely not doing this again. I'm kidding. I would never. No. That is, no Diddy.
The best detox is starting to, just like what we said before, and no Diddy, is to find yourself using what we had just mentioned, is starting to incorporate on a meal basis, on a every meal basis and daily basis of fresh fruits and vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats. Right? We talk about vitamins, water-soluble vitamins, fat-soluble vitamins. Fat holds toxin. It holds these toxic substances. So that means all the prescription drugs people are on, all the alcohol people drink, all these things that we take into our body. Once we start eliminating fat from our body, these toxic substances they start to go away just by doing the things that you're doing, incorporating a healthy exercise regimen, getting
Braj, I think Braj is going through a detox right now.
Wow.
That is potent, Brajol.
Talk about. Hey, well, we changed their food too, so that's why.
We did.
There we go.
But they are getting whole grains.
They are getting whole grains,
they
lean
get healthy
proteins,
fats.
healthy fats. Fruits and vegetables are sprinkled in there. Yes, they get what they need. Right, Titan? Because Titan's a healthy 13.
Yes.
And Brajol is a healthy 9 going on 10. So we practice what we preach here. But at the end of the day is starting your journey of a healthier you by daily exercise.
Yes.
And strength training, right? Both strength training, resistance training, and cardiovascular activity. Starting to incorporate on a meal by meal basis, and a day by day basis of healthy fruits and vegetables. So fresh fruits and vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats. Having that every single day at every single meal, you will start to strip your body of the body fat that's obviously not working for you. Especially in these very specific areas on the body that don't benefit any of us. So, and with that, you start to think clearer, you have more energy, you start to sleep better, which is one of the primary things. I mean, that in itself should tell you that you're doing a good job and you're doing the right thing for yourself.
And just doing all that has such a compounding effect when done consistently that it won't be ever necessary to do a detox or feel the need to do a detox, especially knowing that detoxes yield such a short-term, like if you even want to call it a benefit, but short-term positive effect, and it's more of a long-term negative effect. It just makes life harder when you do these things. So just, and even if you think about it this way, like people will be like, oh, I'm just gonna have spinach and I'm just gonna have a smoothie with just like spinach and some fruits and shit, and that's all I'm gonna have once a day for like 10 days. Like, okay, but you don't eat any fruits and vegetables any day of the week your entire fucking life, and you think a 10-day cleanse is gonna make up for it? Get the fuck out of here.
That in itself, fruits and vegetables, that if they started to incorporate that once a day, every day, and for the rest of their lives, that in itself would help them.
Yeah.
Right? But not just doing that for 10 days and then stop.
Yeah.
You can't do that. Like you said, it's consistency. It has to be every single day. Fruits and vegetables just by themselves and incorporating them into your meals and into your day every day, they are magical. Magical in so many ways. They do the detoxing on their own. The liver is so happy. Your liver and your kidneys are so happy when you bring those things into your body. The liver helps to detoxify the blood. And the kidneys help to eliminate everything that your liver is trying to do, along with using the restroom every day.
So I hope those 9 reasons are good enough for anybody to not do a detox. With the exception of like, you're in rehab for alcohol abuse, and you need to detox. That's a totally different thing. But these like short-term fad fucking bullshit things, just get the fuck out of here with that. Anything else to add?
That's it.
So that's all we have for you on this episode of Why Detoxes Are So Bad. Tune in next week for another episode of Overdrive AF. In the meantime, we're going to wrap this up. So we are out. Peace.